Hello everyone. Today we're covering a recent security report on the APT group Lancefly and their backdoor Merdoor. Now this APT group is dubbed with the name Lancefly because security analysts are not quite sure whether they are actually a new group, but they also are not very confident in linking the activities to a previously known APT group, so they've invented this new name, Lancefly, for them. Lancefly attacks targets in South and Southeast Asia, and they apply a powerful backdoor named Merdoor. Merdoor is very targeted and very individualized, and the target or the goal, the objective of Merdoor and Lancefly's activities is to exfiltrate data, so basically information gathering. They do not apply any ransomware, they do not cause any damage, but they just want to gain as much information with their actions as possible. They target government facilities, aviation industry, education facilities, and telecommunication industries. Merdoor, the backdoor, is injected into the benign services perf host and SVC host. And the initial access is not 100% clear, but researchers suppose that it was either brute forcing SSH credentials, which would be quite funny if you use passwords that can be brute forced. And on the other hand, it could also be a load balancer on a compromised or on a vulnerable internet-facing server. Anyway, as I've said, Lancefly is very targeted, very individualized in their attacks, and they're very adaptable. So their custom malware, which they've written, is very, well, as I've said, adaptable, which makes it also hard to track. What they use as non-malware techniques is they use PowerShell, they use regex, and they use the antivirus tool Avast to dump LSAS memory. The attack chain starts with injecting Merdoor, the backdoor, into in either one of these two services, as previously stated. Now they use the in-packet adexec tool, which allows for remote code execution via Samba. And what they also use, well, if they can run basically a console on the victim's machine, they use the malware mavinject, which basically is used to inject or to start malware processes. And they also use create dump, which is used to dump, for example, LSAS. The attack chain also has a masqueraded WinRAR program or tool, which is probably used to exfiltrate data, although there is no data exfiltration actually recorded, but researchers suppose that this tool helps or is used in combination with Merdoor in order to exfiltrate data. The attackers also apply this ZX shell, which is a remote administration tool, quote unquote, and which just a backdoor, for command and control on a victim's computer. And it is a Chinese tool. It's available from Chinese hacking websites, which is just one more evidence that this APT group Lancefly is indeed Chinese. Merdoor, the backdoor, is in existence for several years now. However, there have only been a very small number of attacks, which is highly unusual. And the suggestion is, or the insinuation is, that this group wants to fly under the radar and just gather information, be as quiet as possible, and maybe prepare for a larger attack in South or Southeast Asia, or maybe in other parts of the world. In any way, companies, governments of the whole world should be in alert and use multi-factor authentication, use strong passwords on SSH, and care for their public-facing servers so that every software on there is up to date. And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next